In the rugged heartland of northern Alabama, along the north bank of the mighty Tennessee River, lies a legend whispered through generations. A tale of hidden riches, of betrayal, and a vanishing cave that's now lost beneath the waters of time. This is the story of Redbone Cave, a mysterious hollow once known to the Chickasaw people, and perhaps the final resting place of one of the greatest lost treasures in North American history. Our journey begins nearly 5 centuries ago in the year of 1540, when the infamous Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto led a brutal expedition deep into the American southeast. With dreams of gold and glory, Mr. Hernando de Soto and his 600 men carved a ruthless path through the native lands, clashing with tribes, looting villages, and leaving nothing but a trail of blood behind. But as the expedition pressed westward, hardship struck De Soto and his men. Starvation, sickness, and the unrelenting resistance of Native American warriors wore down the Spanish force. It is said that during one of these retreats, possibly after a devastating confrontation with the Chickasaw people, Hernando de Soto's men were forced to bury their ill-gotten treasures. Treasures like gold, silver, and other jewels that were plundered from earlier raids in what is now Florida and Georgia. Some believe that the Chickasaw found this buried trove and sealed it away inside a great limestone cavern in what is now northern Alabama, and that cave would later become known in the lore as Redbone Cave. What follows here is where the history starts to slip more into a myth, if you will. We don't necessarily know if it's true. Now, according to local legend, the Chickasaw, who recognized the power and danger of the treasure, chose to hide it from the rest of the world. So they insisted on sealing it in a remote cave hidden along the banks of the Tennessee River, accessible only to a few and protected by an ancestral memory. Now, fast forward generations later, around 1720, this tale begins to take a much darker turn. A white trapper, his name now long forgotten, found himself amongst the Chickasaw people. Some say he was captured, others say he was welcomed in as a guest. Now, regardless, he earned the trust of a Chickasaw chief, who offered him an unthinkable proposal. Marry the chief's daughter and be shown the location of a sacred cave filled with unimaginable riches. What happened next is the stuff of grim folklore. The white trapper, unwilling to share the treasure, or the woman, turned violent. He is said to have slain the chief's men and in a chilling act of erasure, killed the woman he was to marry, ensuring that the only knowledge of the cave's location died with her. So he fled, empty-handed, alone, and the cave once again vanished into the obscurity of mystery. Now, the story of Redbone Cave might have faded into obscurity were it not for a handful of discoveries that keep the legend alive to this day. In 1971, near the Natchez Trace Bridge, a short distance from the supposed location of the cave, a man stumbled upon a gold ingot, half buried in the earth, with no markings and no clear origin. It was simply a slab of gold in a place where none should be, unless there was hidden treasure nearby. Another gold ingot was found in a Lauderdale County field, again without any explanation. These rare and unexplained finds reignited belief in the long-lost treasure. Could these pieces perhaps be fragments of Hernando de Soto's lost hoard? And had they somehow escaped the cave's watery grave? Now, there's the cave itself. Where exactly is Redbone Cave today? Many believe that the cave was once located near present-day Muscle Shoals, Alabama, not far from Colbert County. Local accounts tell of a vast limestone cave system filled with narrow corridors and chambers that once honeycombed the entire area. However, in 1938, the Tennessee Valley Authority, or the TVA for short, was part of President Roosevelt's New Deal infrastructure push, and this push was the start of constructing the Pickwick Landing Dam. The resulting reservoir flooded countless acres of land, including, as some locals insist, the site of the Redbone Cave where the treasure lies. According to Chickasaw oral tradition, their ancestors once attempted to petition the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, to lower the reservoir. Maps passed down through families showed the exact location of the cave, which is now, of course, underwater. However, with this map, the request was still denied, and even though the waters remained high, the cave still exists to some underwater. Now, it's worth pausing here to ask if this is true or if there is truth in this tale. Historically, we know Hernando de Soto did in fact pass through the southeast in the 1540s, so that adds a little bit of element to the truth. His expedition did in fact clash violently with the Chickasaw people, who burned De Soto's camp to the ground in one of the most successful Native American attacks against European forces in the New World. We also know that the Chickasaw were fiercely protective of their homeland, and their oral histories speak of sacred spaces, things like caves, mounds, and different rock shelters used for ceremony, refuge, and possibly concealment, a sort of bank, if you will. Now, direct proof of the treasure or of a cave filled with Spanish gold, well, there's technically none. There's no direct proof. Only whispers, only legends, only oral tradition that was passed through many generations. Still, these stories and these legends have lots of power. I mean, come on, we're making a video about it right now, right? Treasure hunters continue to explore the banks of the Tennessee River to this day. Some scan the reservoir flood during droughts, others dive in secret, hoping to find even the smallest trace of the lost cave. Local historians warn of wild goose chases, but also note a strange consistency in the stories. Across decades, independent sources have described the same basic tale over and over and over. A Chickasaw protected treasure, a betrayal, and a vanished cave filled with said protected treasure. Even modern technology today, sonar, underwater radar, has been brought to bear on the region, but the cave still remains elusive. If it ever existed, nature and history have conspired to bury it very deep in just those things, nature and history. In many ways, Redbone Cave is more than a physical location. It's a sort of symbol, perhaps, a collision point between greed and between memory, between conquest and between resistance. For the Chickasaw, it represents ancestral strength, a story of outwitting the foreign invaders and keeping their sacred knowledge protected. For modern treasure hunters, it is the ultimate prize, a secret still waiting to be unlocked just beneath the waves of the Tennessee River. And for all of us here today, it's a reminder of how history lingers in unexpected places. It could be lingering beneath rivers, behind legends, and sometimes in the silence between what is known and what is imagined. Now, as we close this video, as we close this tale, the Tennessee River still rolls quietly over Colbert County. The forests still sway. Birds echo through Muscle Shoals. Life still continues. But beneath that flowing water, somewhere in the drowned hollows of a forgotten land, the mystery still persists. Does the treasure of Redbone Cave truly exist? Or is it merely a parable, one of loss, of secrecy, and the cost of greed? Until someone proves otherwise, Redbone Cave remains one of the American South's greatest unsolved riddles, and perhaps That's exactly how it was meant to be. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos, as you'll probably enjoy them. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below if you have any video ideas that you would like me to explore next. I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, and I do apologize for that, but I'm going to try and get back on that grind, as they say. So, until next time, it's been Doogie from Doogie's Earthworks. I love you.